And we're live. All right.
Hola.
Welcome to Rovertime podcast, episode number 9. We have some ordinary folks today, which
10.
is myself, Lex, Phil,
Hello.
Dr. Manhattan, and Toby.
Yo.
Hello.
But we are graced today with Roaming Millennial, so
Hi.
she's here today.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
No, thank you for coming on. We are trash.
We're not worthy.
Yeah, just like Wayne's World stuff. We're not worthy.
I think it's a good time to real quick explain again how we got our name, Rovertime Podcast, and that became because we're all fans of Roaming Millennial, and I guess they're synonyms. So we are also like the extras, so it's like overtime, and it's just that's how it came to be. I'm glad we didn't go with any of the earlier choices that we could have chosen, but
Supper Squad. I still say we should be called that. Maybe not as the official channel, but that's just our nickname. Like oh shit, Supper Squad's on the prowl or something like that. I don't know.
All the coolest groups always have nicknames for themselves.
Right?
Fact.
I mean, the Avengers, the Justice League, the A-Team. Come on.
Yeah.
Supper Squad 2K16 or 17. 16. Shit.
I think it's important to point out today that both Mark and I have green shirts with different big cities on them.
Yep.
Except mine is mildly funny and his is not.
yeah, mine's like boring. But I mean,
Oh man.
But they,
But yeah.
they don't have a political meaning. If you would wear green shirts in Germany, people would think you are members of the Green Party.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you see, in Germany, colors mean a political opinion.
That's...
Like if you are wearing a yellow T-shirt, people think you are libertarian or so.
That is remarkably good political branding.
Yeah.
Your affiliations are so generic, you're just primary colors.
If I had a political party, like the thing is that all the cool colors also coincidentally happen to coincide with all of the most evil things. Like, I mean, come on, red, black, and white. Those are the most badass colors, but you have the whole Nazi thing.
Yeah, it's like, undertones are not exactly friendly here.
Yeah, awkward.
There's a really
Fucking
good reason
Hitler.
the Nazis picked those colors. So, but hey, you're still left with purple and blue and other pretty light colors.
Purple.
hey, but the purple cobras, they're
Could we
bad.
do like purple with like glitter on it? Because
What is your national color? Glitter.
sure.
We are a proud and flamboyant people.
No joke, if I saw that somebody's flag was glitter, I would just assume they were all cancerous as fuck. Just
Really?
like, no.
I'd assume Milo Yiannopoulos, but maybe that's just me.
I wouldn't go with cancer. I'd go with something that's like
Herpes, because that's all I can think of when I see glitter. It's the herpes of the craft world.
it's true. 'Cause once it's on you, it just doesn't go
Yeah,
away.
it's with you forever.
Yeah, I had the unfortunate incident of buying a new highlighter, which for you males is this thing you put on your face, which makes you look shiny, like glistening.
I was totally thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking yellow highlighters, you know?
Glitter.
Yeah, no, but it's for your face. But for some reason, this one was chock full of glitter. So like, it's like a glitter fart if you put it on, like on your face. And it's like I don't know
So
whoever thought
It's
like
stripper camouflage.
yeah,
There you
like, who looked at a face and thought, you know what would make this better? It's glitter, intermittent
Unicorns.
everywhere.
I don't get makeup,
Men
man.
who frequent strip clubs. Like, you gotta answer this question before you ask them.
But see, is it the strippers that decided it was a good look, or are they playing off of what the men want? Chicken, egg kind of thing
Yeah,
going on there.
the answer is the same, because really, whatever produced, that is the free market economy working its magic. They came to the common acceptance that they love glitter together because the girls that had glitter got more money.
Mm.
What about the girls who were named Glitter? Did they get more money?
I think they got daddy issues, but I mean,
Yeah, they're in the
Fair
same boat as Reality Winner.
Oh,
God.
that was. I thought when I saw the first headline with Reality Winner, I thought like, oh, she's some contestant, and then no, that's actually just a terrible name.
I had the same reaction. I was like, her parents must hate her. Like,
Yeah,
We
and she
talked
must
about-
hate them.
we talked about this last week, and everyone's like, that can't be her original name. And like, I Googled
Yeah.
it. I'm like, nope,
Just
guys,
like-
it was.
It's like, no.
It's awful.
I'm reminded of does anybody else here listen to Serge Tankin?
No.
No.
I'm not familiar.
He's the lead singer of System of a Down. He did his own solo. I think he's still doing his own solo thing here and there. But one of the songs he has is called Reality TV. And one of the lyrics, like, there's a slight pause between reality and TV. So now I see that chick and I think, I abhor the whore who calls herself reality. Because that's the lyric. I was like, oh, well, that's
Can you sing to us more, Doctor? I liked it.
Hey, I mean, if anybody else doesn't have any objections, maybe. I don't know.
I've heard worse people singing over podcasts. Comms.
That's endorsement. I'm taking it.
That's going on the paper, on the poster plate. I've heard worse. Next 2017.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so isn't roaming? Aren't you gonna do like a song about like SJWs?
Yeah, that was I was trying to think of. I had reached one of the goals on Patreon. I was trying to think of the next one, and like, I mean, I got kind of tired of doing like channel improvement things because those aren't very fun, and it's not something like you guys get to see. But yeah, I thought I had just watched a bunch of Chris Reagan's like SJW, the musical ones, and I love those too. And I also play guitar and stuff and write poorly written songs. So yeah, if I ever reach 5,000 on Patreon, it's happening.
Hold on.
That's for us to decide.
Roaming,
Yeah.
hold on now. Poorly written by your standards or by like other people's standards?
My mom thinks they're great. I mean,
okay,
the kiss of death.
so.
Yeah. Damn it.
But yeah, I was thinking about that actually, and I was thinking, like, is it funnier to do an anti-SJW song or like a parody, like love ballad to Trump? Because I was thinking something like "God Emperor of My Heart" could be pretty funny too.
Yes.
Right. So.
Oh my God! Please do it.
So many possibilities.
If you're really hard up, you should poke Dr. Random Camp. See if he'll write one for you.
Have you? Have you reached that goal yet, or is it like still upcoming?
No, it's I probably like if I ever do hit it, it probably won't be for like at least a month or two. It's pretty far away. Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to it though.
That's a good
I am
song,
too. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
But have you already auditioned in front of your mom singing or?
Well, yeah, my mom's heard me play a lot. I used to have a YouTube channel before this one that was just like music and like covers and stuff.
Is it still around? Because I kind of want to dig it. Like,
it is not. It is not. I made everything private. As soon as I started posting on this one, I was like, wow, people are much more mean on this channel, and I don't want like crossover. So I just made everything on the other channel private.
Any mean comments, like, do you have like any particular like funny stories like dealing with that?
Well, yeah, a lot of them, the ones I've been getting lately, have just been like really random. I posted that video about me being mixed race, and I got this like long comment explaining why it's so awful that my white father married a Chinese woman because now this white woman is going to be childless and like it's my fault. And my comment was just like, my mom's white. Like I literally explained that within the first 2 minutes of my video. Yeah, those are the best ones, like the mean comments that have clearly not watched your video or completely like misconstrued.
Weird.
Yeah.
They just go by like the title and it's just like, it's like, guys, just calm the fuck down.
Or my favorite ones are like when they don't get a joke and they take it seriously and then like write a long thing and it's like, yes, that is the joke that I was making.
I can't talk much of that because I do that shit constantly.
Yeah.
Not with YouTube videos, just life.
But on the other hand, what is annoying is that like when I'll tweet something and someone will say something and they'll be like, I didn't mean it. I was like, that was just being sarcastic. And it's like, dude, but like you said it totally serious and just like a flat way. There was no like emoji signifying anything. Like this is Twitter. Like you're in text. I can't read tone via text.
We need fonts for like sarcasm and stuff like that. Like we really, really do.
I used to agree with that. Yeah, I used to agree with that idea, and then I realized how badly people use fonts and scripting. So no, /est or emojis are perfectly fine. Listen, somebody's sticking a tongue out at the end of their sentence. Probably sarcastic.
I like the
Like-
upside down smiley face.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
Oh, that's what that means.
That's no. That's dangerous though, because how is it upside? Like, is there an up in a text line? Like, it's only got a dimension of length there. Like,
yeah. That's also like, you know, like if you're trying to like text someone like your significant other, and you're like, yeah, you want to be sweet, but you also want to let them know like you'll cut them if you have to. So that's what it's good for.
I always see the upside down emoji face and think to myself, that is like the emoji's way of saying this is fine, like that dog that's just got fire around it.
Yeah.
Just like, I love it.
Speaking of texting, and I keep hearing the phone in the background, can I tell you my quick story from last week?
Oh, let's hear it.
Because last week I wasn't here for my birthday. I was like at the Verizon store getting stuff like this Fitbit. It's my very first one, and it's like I'm enjoying that. But I was also getting an iPhone.
I FaceTimed you the first day you got it.
I know.
I feel so special.
I've talked to like Dr. Manhattan like 3 times over text, and he's already on my speed dial. Like that's how little friends I have.
Oh, I'm in Canada, but if you have an iPhone, we can actually text because of iMessage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So what
want
hap-
this ability, please.
So what happened was
So much fun.
a while ago when I got my last phone, I had an iPod already. So getting an iPhone would be like having 2 of the exact same things. So I got the Droid, and then that got broke. It's just too old, and then I decided to get the new one. I got the iPhone. So in order to get this, though, I had to have unlimited data. I think that's how it worked. So the guy that was dealing with us, who talked very quietly and didn't make things very clear, like he had to go in the back room and make a call to see if he can push up my contract so that it ended like now so that I can get this phone. And because he wasn't speaking very clearly, like my dad still had questions and he didn't grasp that like he was just going back to make a call. And he's like, hey, wait, hold on. I have a question. So like my dad's delaying this guy. But so that was annoying. But for the rest of the thing, so I have unlimited data now. My dad has a flip phone. He doesn't need unlimited data. My mom has Wi-Fi. She doesn't use data really. And my brother's the only one that needs unlimited data, and he gets it like in December when his contract is up. So the only one that needs more is him, and he could pay like per gigabyte instead while he waits. So this guy was trying to sell us a jetpack,
Wait, what?
is like a
It's a
Not a-
Wi-Fi hotspot.
yeah, it's like a portable hotspot, and like
Oh, okay. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck just happened in this story?
but yeah, so
I
he
used to
was
sell those, so
yeah. I mean, like I'm sure this guy's just trying to do his job, but like just it was terrible being there for like 2.5 hours, and this guy's trying to sell us this portable hotspot. I'm like, it's $40. If there's a setup charge, and there's $20 a month for the rest of our lives. We don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So we went outside afterwards to talk about what we were going to pay for, like what we're going to do about the insurance and this and that. And we go back inside, and the guy's got our bag together. He's like, all right, I got everything you want right here. And he pulls the jetpack out of the bag. He's like, I know you're going to want this. And my dad's like, no, we said we didn't want it. And the guy's like, oh, all right, okay, your choice. All right, whatever. And then he puts it back. I'm like, okay, so we're done with that jetpack. Now I got to get myself a case. And then I'm like, I know that OtterBox is like the best. I want this one. And he goes like I'm stupid. Like, oh, you know that's the Defender, right? And I'm like, yeah. And
I
so-
wanted to defend my phone, please.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, no, come over and look at these other ones that are like $100 or like much more expensive. And then I'm like, no, I want the Defender. He's like, all right, well, it's your choice, man. And just like that whole experience, I was there for like 2.5 hours. It just like wasn't fun. So that was my birthday last week.
That's great. That's always fun when you're stuck someplace. It's like, what are you doing, sir? Just give me my phone.
Like, I'm sure the guy's just doing his job, but like salesmen just like,
I hate pushy salesmen.
the problem is how they. Since I have experience with it, cell phone sales is a really crappy gig. I mean, they change as soon as you start being able to make semi-decent money. They change how you're paid.
Yeah.
So it's a crappy gig. So you have to be incredibly pushy, otherwise you're not going to make any money at all.
I'm very. I don't know. I have so many as seen on TV products. Like I'm very easily suckered in by that stuff.
Are you one of those people that would fit right at home in an infomercial universe?
Yes, I
Okay.
would. I would. I'm that person like, wow, that is convenient. Let me give you a call.
Romy, can
Shut
I
up and
interest
take
you?
my money.
Oh my gosh, I've got a video for you to see.
Romy, can I interest you in buying this spinner from me?
And you bought
What
a
is
fidget
with
spinner?
those things? They're everywhere, and I'm like, I don't get it, and I feel weird not getting it because
I ordered one. I don't get it either, but I want to.
Well, I feel weird because in my immediate circle of friends, I'm the person like I am autistic, so like I got that natural impulse to fidget. But I see this, I'm like, what the fuck do I? What is this? I don't know why. It's weird.
They are weird, and the thing is, like, I know someone who's super fidgety, and I ordered this one is for him, and originally I was debating about it because it's like, yeah, it'll be great because like it really bothers me when people like tap on things or like are fidgety, and I was like, oh yeah, that might help that, but then like, is spinning that thing any less annoying though? That's the question.
Yeah.
I feel like they're both pretty annoying if
Like,
you're like me.
Like I'll just goof off with a coin or my necklace. This is my fidget spinner. Just bloop. Try not to hit my chin. Fun.
What about when people whistle? That's like, that could be annoying.
I don't really know any whistlers.
I do. He's been working at the same place I have been for 40 years, and he only does it when he's nervous. And it's like, it's not like he's doing a tune. It's just like, just calm down. You're fine.
Also, the
boiling.
live chat was talking about feet. I don't know.
Oh, hey, Romy.
Wait for the super chat to show feet. No.
Yeah.
There.
Thank you. It was weird. I actually was wearing I have some Birkenstocks I wear just during the like when I'm not really having to do anything strenuous. It's like I don't want to put socks on, and I went to work wearing them, and I got the weirdest compliment. My manager told me that she thought I had nice feet, and I was just like,
That is a compliment.
okay. I've never gotten that one before. I'm gonna be honest, but thank you. She's like, of all the guys I've met, you are the one who's allowed to wear sandals. I'm like, okay, I can die knowing this now.
Like I mean I think I told you guys this before, but I've had people message me where like they want to pay to see my feet, and it's like,
I've heard of this phenomenon before.
yeah, I was actually talking to my friends about it. I mean, like, I don't think feet are sexual in any way. So it's like, yeah, people see my feet all the time, but it's at the same time, I know the reason why you want to see my feet is not on the up and up. So it's like, is this ethical to do this? I'm landing on.
Here's the thing: if you were walking around, on the beach, you wouldn't care if they're looking.
That's true.
Yeah.
If they're asking for a photo, though, all of a sudden, like that gets a little weird. Now you got to ask yourself, how much are they paying, and is that worthwhile to you? I don't think there's an ethical question here.
You got to do like a whole photo shoot.
Not even an ethical question, more of a financial one if you're like thinking about it.
Yeah, like, hey, maybe, if it's like a couple $100 for a picture of my foot.
I mean, I want to make sure I don't want to just do it here. I want to get a fucking well-lit studio so you can like really experience the full roaming, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not just going to, if that's happened to me, I wouldn't be like, all right, no, we're not doing this on the beach bullshit. We got to like go somewhere nice. I want these feet to be washed, scrubbed, all that good shit. If I have to do it, I'm going to do it right.
You come to a Catholic church on Holy Thursday. Then why should
Here's why I say there's no ethical issue here because, like, honestly, good-looking woman records things on internet. I'm sorry, like, you've already crossed that threshold of, like, you're going to be doing nasty things with that. Like, now you're just asking, like, can I get paid more for it?
But the feet, Lex, the feet, it's weird. Why?
You guys have all these judgments about other people's fetishes.
Right. It's fine. I mean, I'm an open-minded person.
If they give you like $500, do like a professional photo shoot, like put whipped cream on it, whatever. I don't know.
Oh God.
$500, do whatever.
Mark's selling himself short, man. You gotta go at least $1,000 for the feet. Like, come on.
Get a ping pong paddle, just spank him a little bit.
You're worth it.
Spank the arches. Welcome to the Rovertime podcast, where we talk about everything that goes into a foot fetish.
Yeah.
Remember when we talked about news and like had intellectual discussions?
What the hell is that?
Fuck that, man. We're gonna talk about feet.
Just like, I don't know, a video of like a foot stroking a cucumber. I don't even know what would be erotic. Like I have no idea.
Just like, I don't get guys who. It's like, do you just imagine a woman be like, "Hey, I want to give you a foot job." It's like, explain to me, please. I want to understand where you're coming from. I really do.
Is this an open invitation for anyone that has a foot fetish to come on our show and explain why?
Pretty much, yeah. If you got a foot fetish, get the fuck in here. We want to understand you better.
Actually, so this is kind of random, but do you guys know ContraPoints?
Yes.
Okay, so she did a video about.
Okay, so it is a she.
No, I think on her page she accepts all pronouns. I think it says.
Okay.
So I like didn't know that before I started watching her videos, and
I never know. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I need to know.
And yeah, there's a video about BDSM, and it's kind of like why do people have the fetishes that they have? I think that's actually a pretty interesting question, because some people are like, oh, you just like it because you like it. Other people might think like, no, there's a psychological reason, something in your past that has caused you to. Yeah, I don't know.
Venne and I were having a conversation about how like there's like modern ailments that didn't exist before like modern society, and one of them is furries. They didn't exist before.
It was a simpler time.
And now we've created a monster.
I mean, they had bestiality, so is that really that much different?
I mean, well, one's dressing up as the animals you want to fuck, and one's just fucking the animals. So both sound pretty bad to me.
Yeah, actually, when you put it that way, furries sound like a step up.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, nasty, but at least you're not sticking it in a dog. Like a real one. No one's gonna be like, why is Fido walking around funny, guys?
I wonder if they identify as what they dress up as.
I think from my
there's
understanding,
a name for that. It's otherkin.
That's what that is?
That's, if I remember correctly, yeah, it's called otherkin.
In all ways but physical, I am a wolf.
What is it with wolves too?
Wolves suck. Go with coyotes. They're badass.
Freaking coyotes. No, they suck.
Hey,
They kill my chickens and ducks.
coyotes will survive the
badass.
That is why there are no restrictions on hunting them here. Freaking, if you got a 50 cal rifle, use it. Nobody cares.
Oh, awesome.
Ain't no kill like overkill.
Right? If you're not blasting it in the next fucking century, you're not doing it right.
Freaking coyotes. They're the worst.
I know, it's like they're trying to kill roadrunners.
I think we have coyotes kind of like in the back where I live, and that's why we can't let my dog out in the backyard at night anymore, because I don't know why animals hate him, but he's been attacked by all kinds of wildlife. Maybe he just antagonizes them. I don't know, but
he's probably he's probably a roadrunner. He's probably going out night after night, being just like, yeah, I know you're out there.
Well, because this is this is like the North American wilderness, and like he's singing the communist theme, right? Yeah, I think she said he like goes around. He still sings like the China's like communist theme, so maybe that's what they're onto. Unless he's like taunting nature, like "Come get me, I'm right here."
look at this bountiful, I don't know, family that I have who just feeds me and lets me inside and gives me nuggles.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually would think it would be really nice to have like a pet raccoon, because they're like really smart.
They have little hands.
And you would totally name it Rocket, wouldn't you, Mark?
Well, it's not a bad idea.
Okay, because I so would, and I would try and get it to talk probably if I was like really drunk.
So in my experience, there's actually a lot of people that have had pet raccoons that I've known. I don't know if it's just common around here, but
fucking Iowa with your raccoons and corn.
Apparently, at some point, pretty much, if you like, even if you raise them from like a baby raccoon, I don't know if they have a special name, but they just go feral. I don't know what the heck it is, but every single one that I've heard of, they've all like they reach a certain age and then they just go wild.
This is exactly what I wanted to talk about the other day. I just watched Zootopia.
Raccoons?
No, just like the idea of like animals like going wild, because I just watched the movie Zootopia.
That was awesome.
I like that movie.
I think it's a very good movie, but if
I actually liked it as well.
Yeah, I mean, although it's just a movie, but I feel like people that watch it would try to like equate that to like
Black Lives Matter or something.
Like hashtag not all predators, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Lacey Green tried to do that, I think, with... Well, I think she tried to say something about feminism with it, I think. This is a while back. I can't remember the exact.
But I mean, like the
But, yeah.
hashtag not all predators. It made me think of like, what if people try to like equate that to something that really does have like a bad nature, like
Hashtag not all pedophiles.
Hashtag not all Islam.
yeah, exactly, like Islam. It's like it's in their religion to do certain things, but then you're going to be like
To the person who's in the chat, who I'm assuming is screeching right now, I can't actually see it. I said Islam, not Muslims. I know that the individual people are fine sometimes.
No, it's okay. They're talking about raccoons and okay, now blacks being predators. Okay.
There it is. I was just like, it's a matter of time before it happens.
Also, apparently in foot fetishes, there's a dominant and a sub.
Oh, okay, that's the BDSM stuff.
The ones who worship feet is what it says. I don't know. I guess the other ones would be the ones who want to punish the feet.
Why would you want to punish
Peter,
the feet?
there will be no yiffing here.
Is he in the chat?
I'm not sure if that's Peter or another Peter.
Oh, okay. I was like, I couldn't tell if you're making a joke or what. I was like, wait a second.
No, it's the live chat. Like, okay. Somehow we're back to like weird sexual perversions.
This is what happens when we have slow news.
Inevitably, it always comes back to fucking.
Well, apparently, DevPath says that there is a hijab fetish.
Why?
Totally. Because it's dangerous.
Okay, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Listen, if you are screwing a chick with a hijab on and you're not married to her,
yeah, that's
really
like
good chance someone's coming to kill you. Like, same thing as
Even better
public
chance
sex.
someone's going to come kill her, though.
That is very true.
Oh, God. I like the, speaking of the hijab, I like the one meme that shows, like, that, you know, that one American flag hijab that chick was wearing, and then around it, it shows the 6 different women who are wearing bikinis that are American flags. It's like, one hijab can clothe 6 different women. Donate yours today. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm fine with this. This is pleasing to me. Oh my gosh.
We're horrible people, and we're all going to hell.
But at least we're honest about it, so maybe God will give us a pass.
Yep, that is how that works.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm Catholic. I would know.
Forgiveness.
I learned from Dogma that whatever you believe on earth, he will hold true in heaven. So yeah, let's make that happen.
I'm down with this. We are scum, Lord. Please forgive our souls, for we know not what we do. Or no, we know what we do.
Well, this is kind of random, but when I was in the States, so kind of, because in the West, the only other place that I've lived aside from the States is French Canada, and everyone's super Catholic. But in the States, with the places that I lived, everyone was like Protestant or Mormon. Like
yeah, no, there's a
realize
lot
in
of
the
that
States.
where I'm
Well, you
at.
got to remember that the country was founded by Protestants, so
Yeah.
that contributes to it greatly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I know quite a few Mormons where I'm at. Well, actually, no. The Jehovah's Witnesses are everywhere, aren't they?
Yes.
They're having a convention in downtown Des Moines. A 3-day convention this next month.
That's gonna be lame because they can't drink alcohol, right?
I
mean, they're in Des Moines, so is that
I didn't know there were enough.
A Jehovah's Witness convention in Des Moines sounds like a party.
I didn't know there were enough Jehovah's Witnesses to have a convention. Let alone a 3-day one.
Oh gosh, my mom, she's so friendly. She's a typical mom. Like anytime they would come to our door, she just let them in, and it's like, Mom, they just want to convert you.
Oh no!
And she's just like, but they seem so sweet.
Yeah. No, they said they just want to talk about my life. I was like, Mom.
They want to tell you why you can't celebrate birthdays again, okay?
Or accept like blood transfusions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot they did that.
Yeah.
They haven't relented on that yet. I feel like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they.
I knew it was some sect of Christianity. I couldn't remember which one though.
So that's the thing. Like a lot of these like kind of offshoots have like modernized, have very slowly and very quietly, where they just kind of stop caring about a lot of that stuff.
They're
So, like
getting
I know Jehovah's Witnesses who are like, no, the heart transplants are fine. Like it saves your life and you go on to do good things, and like
yeah.
it's acceptable. Like that would be dumb otherwise. But like you go back 100 years and like Catholics and Protestants were like, no, that's the work of the devil. And like you can't do that. It's like, well, no, as you get a little medical understanding, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I like living, so
Yeah,
we're gonna
I
keep
thought we
doing
could
that.
do heart transplants 100 years ago. That's pretty neat.
That's what I find interesting about the Amish, right? Because they use some inventions, right? Like I'm pretty sure they use like light bulbs. I don't think are off, but it's kind of like I think Family Guy made a joke about this. You know,
Yeah.
like 1800s technology, like not too little, not too much. Exactly here is what the Lord wants. Like, how did you determine that?
I feel
Yeah.
like each like group is like its own tribe of Amish, where they just
Well-
like have their own rules and stuff.
Mhm.
I've been to an Amish community one time when I visited my uncle in Missouri, like how many years ago? But the one that we went to, they were only allowed to have like one piece of technology, and that was like a motor to run the sawmill so that they can cut lumber and sell firewood. And that's the only thing and they needed like permission from their elders to like do so. So that's like the only thing they were allowed to use.
Huh.
But I mean,
Well, alright.
it's supposedly it's all about being humble and not being ostentatious or trying to shortcut the labor. Because the labor is part of the religion, and part of your faith is that you're putting in this effort to improve your life. They take it that whole God helps those who help themselves quote of the Bible very, very literally.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna take that and be like, hey, the fruit of my labor is editing and videos and stuff, so I'm just gonna need that laptop. Thanks. I would pay so much to see an Amish vlogger. That'd be so crazy.
Well, there's a lot of documentaries on the Amish that I've seen. For some reason, one of my friends had a fascination with the Amish, and a bunch of documentaries about them. I watched a couple of them. I've learned a lot about the
Did
Amish.
any of you watch Amish Mafia?
No.
That was a funny
Very
show.
accurate.
I think there was a special on Dr. Phil where they had them on, and they were talking about the like fixing the buggy races or something.
Yeah, they had all kinds of weird stuff. Like it was a proper organized crime for Amish.
Oh, wait, was this real?
Yeah,
Is
it
this
was a show.
Oh
Well,
shit! I thought this was like a comedy or something.
Amish
'cause I was-
Mafia. It's a whole show.
I feel like it was all fake, though, wasn't it?
Oh, probably.
Please let it all be fake. Because
But it
I'm
was
like,
wildly
no.
entertaining.
There's only so many parts of the world where I can just look and shake my head repeatedly in a year and be like, no, this isn't something that exists. I just have to, no, that's just Hollywood. They're just making it up. That's how you have to dismiss reality TV.
Like-
Otherwise, you cannot get up in the morning.
I was honestly just thinking to myself, no, that can't be a thing, because that, like, what was that one movie called? What We Do in the Shadows? That sounds more viable than an Amish Mafia to me. Like, if you, anybody else see that?
Nothing.
No.
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 You're tweaking.
Basically, it's a mockumentary about vampires in New Zealand, and it's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense than an Amish crime organization. That's the joke. But I'll stop now.
I actually do wish more people like knew about the Amish, like, or at least how to live simply, because like when they take down the power grid, like those people are prepared.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like, "Ha, bitches, we surviving."
But technically, they're not really living because they don't have internet, which is apparently a human right and necessity now.
It's true.
No.
I would love to see Bernie Sanders debate an Amish person to be like,
Oh, Bernie Sanders is like isn't he under federal investigation or something right now?
His
For
wife
bank
is.
fraud, yeah.
That's what it is. That's
Well, but here's the thing: like the Amish don't need the internet, but like we have created a society that the rest of us kind of do. Like,
I've gone without internet, and like at home, and I think the longest I've ever gone without like logging on would probably be a month. But like, it's actually pretty common for people to not have internet in their houses.
But
Like,
you know
I mean,
who
it's
didn't
not
go without
unheard.
internet during that time is your bank. Because they would
Yeah.
have crumbled to the ground.
Right, but I don't think anyone is
Yeah.
arguing that banks or businesses don't have the right to have access to internet. But is internet a right that we should be providing to people who cannot afford it for themselves? And is it a human
So-
right?
I come from the other end of this in that it would be vastly more efficient if we gave everyone internet and like a cheap tablet and just got rid of 1,000,001 pieces of paperwork that the government has and all of the redundant record keeping and the offices where you have to go in just to turn in paperwork.
Yeah, but to have the government go completely wireless still doesn't necessitate individuals having individual access to the internet. You can make people go to the public library, right? Just like when we have those forums, you're still making people print stuff out, right? You're still making people go places, go to that office. Why instead of people going to an office, they can just go to a public library?
Because I think once you have everybody requiring a public library access, suddenly public libraries become a lot more expensive.
But not everyone would require public library access because most people, because of the beauty of the free market, already do have internet access.
That's the thing. I think at the end of the day, having a uniform system where everyone can access all of these services and probably a lot more would be a platform that would be much better in the long term.
But you can,
as a pragmatic thing.
You can have that without you can have a standard platform online that everyone needs to access without like giving everyone tablets. There is a
No, I don't think you can though. That's the thing.
But so much is online already.
Yeah, because that's the thing. But so much of it has to have redundancies in real life for people that don't have access to a computer routinely. And like once you move to a system where like you have to get a computer, suddenly their public library or the post office, wherever you put the terminals, becomes that de facto office. And that's where it gets into a huge thing of like,
but the thing is,
more efficient if I just give them a tablet.
You're assuming that most people don't already have internet access when they already have internet access.
Yeah.
And like instituting a government office of like giving away tablets is also not that efficient either.
I think it would be much cheaper than what we spend now on a lot of the outreach systems we have. Like it's one of those things where you look at like textbook costs instead of buying textbooks for kids, give them a freaking laptop and give them ebooks. Like congratulations, you just saved $500 a year per kid.
Right, but that's something where like the kid can keep that individual laptop, and you're not getting a laptop for every person in America. You're getting a laptop for the amount of students that are in that school, and you reuse the laptops. If every person is given an individual laptop, like that's a very, very different scale.
I mean, sort of. Like, here's the thing: nobody in this channel is going to take the government tablet. Like, we're all going to get our own.
Yeah, no.
And, you know, we're going to have an upgrade
but I mean,
version.
if there's a tablet that the government's giving away, I'd take it.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
Here's my view on this. We already have a functioning system. Is it really more efficient to completely bomb it and move over to another one?
No, I wouldn't. Especially not when the system in question requires giving everyone tablets. That sounds extremely expensive.
But it isn't.
The thing.
I mean, you're talking about $90 a person max.
In theory, in theory, the new system would be more efficient, but it's the transition process. I'm not convinced that it would work well.
But also, like, you're assuming efficiency based on people only taking tablets out of need, but you'd have to like institute some sort of means testing, right?
So no, you don't have to institute any means testing. Literally, you put a lockdown OS, it can only access government information and websites.
No, I mean,
congratulations. You've created a worthless item to anyone who has the money to buy a better version, but you've created an easy access.
I would still take it though. Like if like this is my government iPad, like this is where I do all of my taxes and stuff. I would still take it. I think a lot of people still would.
So you're still talking with 300 million people at $90 being really, 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 really generous for a budget tablet is $27 billion one time. And like an ongoing cost of a couple
months. The thing is that it wouldn't be one time because you'd have to account for like people losing theirs. And if you kind of have a program in place where people are required to have a tablet, you have to have a system in place where you can replace them. You have to have a system in place where you offer customer support.
Yeah.
And tech support.
And here's the thing, you already have all that though. Like we literally have all that. We have every department. No, we do. But because every government
there's no government.
Yes, there is.
You're misunderstanding my point though. There is no government service that helps you figure out how the laptop works. They can help you figure out how the phone works. But it's not the government's problem whether you understand how a tablet works. But if it's a government sanctioned and government gifted tablet, then that becomes the government problem.
Yeah, no. Instead, what we have today is we have 200 different offices that tell you exactly how to work their site and their system, and none of it is standardized. None of it works together. None of it operates in the same way. And you still have to teach people how to use a web page and get on the internet and use it.
We can change that. We can change the websites without giving everyone tablets, right? We could totally do that. We can move to a more online-based system without giving everyone tablets. We can have a more centralized government web presence without giving everyone tablets. All of these things possible in America without giving everyone tablets.
I still think it's more efficient to give people one device. It is the Apple model, basically. Give everyone one device that has one set system. That way you can teach one set of instructions. And that actually does work, especially for low information people that don't have a lot of IT knowledge.
I'm not saying like people don't know how to use tablets, but like, should the government give people tablets? Should the government take your like? No, I don't think so. And also, like, you'd also, with the tablets, we're also talking about giving everyone internet access, right?
Here's my thing, Lex. I mean, you're talking about taxes. It's like, just government services, right? Am I understanding correctly? Okay. Well, we already have like tax clinics and things that are publicly funded. I don't see the benefit of trying to transition over to something different.
So here's the thing.
If you want to simplify the tax system, well, just do like the cruise tax system where it's just like
no. Here's the thing. You have this obfuscation of what government does, even for the typical person. Like, taxes are a thing you do in April, and you send off your form, right? There's no checking up on it. You get no extra information about it because logging into government sites is really painful, and I'm pretty sure that's intentional. They don't want you routinely hitting their sites and getting a bunch of information. It's going to annoy you, like your up-to-date tax records. Hell, it annoys me to no end the record keeping of the state of Oregon and the IRS for quarterly contributions. Like, these things are things that should be really easily tracked, but the federal and state governments do not have a solid IT stack because they have such variety of services involved. Now, I'm saying the easiest way to solve a lot of that is you integrate everything horizontally and vertically, and you just make it one IT infrastructure, and everything gets a lot better, a lot faster, and you get more information out to people. And yeah, I think if we have a system like that where everyone's interfacing through a computer and they have an individual thing, like, suddenly we've solved a ton of problems by people just having this one device. And yeah, if it's a government issued device, all right, there is some cost to that, but we already issue driver's licenses, we issue government IDs, social security cards.
You're now equating a driver's license, which is a piece of paper, to a tablet, which is a tangible good. And like I said before, I agree with you. An online system would be so much easier. Like, as one system that's integrated where, everything is just based off your social. When you log in, like, you could see your tax things, your license, everything all together. That would be a great system. None of that requires you giving someone a tablet. Right. And, we could totally do this, but just have people who, need to do things by paper instead of going to the physical office, have to go to like an internet cafe or a public library. Like, all of those things have costs associated with them that the individual person can bear.
I think the nail for me is it's vastly harder to secure every internet terminal in the country versus just a standardized tablet. And it is harder to train people and get them all being able to use it, especially the bottom tier.
Just like one website where you log in and it's the same website on mobile, on like desktop.
Because if you're at an internet cafe and you have a keylogger on your computer, suddenly now somebody has access to your very important government account. And that's the end of your day.
So what if these tablets have one common exploit?
Then guess what? It's getting patched by the 300 million people who are using it and the hundreds of developers that are eyeing it. Like, this is the thing. There are ways to do this, and like Linux and Windows show it very well. Lots of users equals lots of eyeballs.
Like, this also goes, like, I still disagree with the human rights aspect, and as well as like a slippery slope. Like, what else is a human right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what's so interesting about it is that really, people talk about needing internet to survive. What we really need to survive is food and water, but no one's talking about making those human rights because they're so easily accessible. Like, why should internet be any different?
And here's another thing. I know this is talking about like a developing country, but there are like places in Africa where they don't have healthcare and health insurance. Like, you try to explain these concepts to them, they're like, what are those for? Why do you need that? and these people like live a different type of culture. They just live in the moment, and they take things day by day. Whereas like we, I know we're so much more invested in the idea of our future. I feel like we're kind of like spoiled in that sense, and it's, you know, I don't know where I'm going with that, but
It's fun stuff, right?
I still wouldn't say it's a human right, like, and like Ben Shapiro would argue, you can't force someone to give you care.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what else is a human right? Like, you know,
So
Housing, food, water,
Apparently, a
healthcare.
refrigerator. If we're going by
Refrigerator.
Riley Dennis.
well, that's the thing. You can call anything you want a human right. It doesn't mean you can like the first fundamental human right is, you know, freedom of movement. Like you have the ability to not go do things for other people against your will. Like, so really you can't compel anyone with any of these other human rights, but you can say, hey, government, you've created these infrastructure systems and you can't be discriminatory with them. Like I can say, I can agree with fair housing standards.
you're violating someone else's rights by taxing them, like unjustly, like taxing someone to pay for someone else's tablet. I think that's a violation of someone's rights.
Yeah.
Like if we look at what the like function of government is, in my opinion, it's to protect life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I don't see how taxing someone to give someone else an iPad.
That's the libertarian
when
road
they
argument,
could,
though. Like, yeah, we can have private systems to do all these things, but some of them are just not that efficient to do it that way.
Everyone uses roads. This iPad would be for one specific person. When like the way I look at roads is not really so much, you know, theft. It's more just payment for services rendered, right? Because everyone actually does use roads, but we're talking about getting an iPad for Jim. Bob paying for Jim's iPad. Yeah, that
memes are human
very
rights,
different.
according to the dinosaur.
Well, but that's the thing that they're like conflating here. Is like if this is a system that we're actually using as a universal thing, then you have so many other places where you're not spending that infrastructure dollar.
Oliver. God.
So like that's the, we spend an inordinate fortune on infrastructure and infrastructure
and we
access
shouldn't
at a
be
basic level that like arguing that there's a better way to do it and it just being like, oh, I don't want to give poor people a cheapo tablet is really counterproductive.
No,
like, yeah, I'd like to get rid of all that stuff too, but
saying I don't want to give poor people free tablets is counterproductive? What?
I think trying to save money and make a better system of what we have. Like
you can save money by making those cuts that you suggested, which I've already said I agree with, and then just not giving someone a tablet, right? It's not you're saying like, oh, but what if these people are too stupid to know how to work a website on a laptop? Well, maybe that's that person's problem, right? I mean, the government can't just make.
At the end of the day, it becomes our problem too. Like this is the thing.
It's not a libertarian government. It's not our problem. If
we don't have that. So like
we should. And like that system you're suggesting is moving us further away from it. Like we can both agree that the system is like awful now, but making regulations that kind of bring it even further away from what it should be isn't going to help anything.
I disagree completely. I think making regulations that actually get it into a better system that gives more information out to people will get us closer to people who want a libertarian government, who can run their own lives and get annoyed at dealing with government. The best way to convince people that government is bad is make them interact with it more and more and more.
People are already interacting. Like people already file their taxes. They're not interacting with it less. If anything, like these awful like long lines are the best reason you could hope for wanting less regulation.
It just convinces them to skip going to that government service. Like this is the thing. People talk about trying to sign up people for welfare is a bad idea. Like no. Like Walmart going out and having all their employees get all of the benefits they possibly can from the government is amazing. You want to put every single person who is legally eligible for these programs on them. You want to show the full true cost of this so that everyone realizes it.
You're saying that from, I think, like a perspective of an American who doesn't actually live in a like fully socialized place. But as a Canadian, I can tell you that is not how it works when it comes to free government services, no matter how long the wait. Like if it's available, people will wait. I mean, I'm from like Quebec, the slowest healthcare like imaginable, but people, they still want more and more government services regardless of how inefficient they are.
I mean, that sucks for Canada, but Americans
are different somehow. Like they have different wants of not wanting everything free that they could possibly get.
I don't buy the argument that forcing people to interact with government more will make them want it less.
Yeah.
I don't buy that argument.
And again, how many people also wouldn't want, like, I would not trust a piece of government equipment in my house. Like, not that I'm doing anything wrong, but I just don't trust government. No one should.
The only piece
Ameri-
of government equipment I would trust in my house is an M16, and that's about it.
See, the essence of Americanism is a healthy skepticism of government. We're made
Yeah.
to be eternally vigilant. So there's a lot of people, especially in like red counties, like you wouldn't want government having another, like, you know,
Yeah.
just government's hand in your house. You don't want it.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
was this.
I mean,
is
like what
great.
if you're like, what if your tax, I don't know, you get like the form come in the mail and it's got like a bug in there and it's recording you, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say fuck that. Quite frankly.
well, now you've just created a whole other industry for Faraday cage freaking government tablet boxes. This is win-win in my book.
Yeah, but I think the point is we don't want to have that paranoia, because I would be that guy. I'm over here like, tablet from the government. Yeah, that doesn't sound kind of suspicious to me at all.
I mean, so here's the thing, though.
And then it's going to be like illegal to not have it, and then you're going to be like, you don't have your tablet, you're going to jail. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes like a totalitarian thing. It's like,
That's the thing. We already have a lot of these things, like,
Right,
they
and we
will become
shouldn't-
more and more common. And this is the thing, like, by completely fighting the urge to have anything, and instead of just embracing like their horribleness right up front and making them do it correctly in ways like an open source system with actual technology that we can trust, with actually having the checks and balances. Like the boiling frog thing is very real. Like the NSA didn't exist overnight. They've gotten to this point because we inched very, very slowly, and they very tactfully put it in. Make them own up to what they want to do.
This is a regulations are very, very often put in place, but they're seldom ever scaled back, right? I mean, so they did like, but if we just institute this system that is clearly authoritarian, people will realize like, no, they won't. And like once something's there, it's very hard to take away. And I think, even like with healthcare, we're seeing that. And I mean, arguments like this, like, but it would be easier. Like, I mean, technically it would be easier if everyone, like when they were born, a baby in the hospital was fingerprinted, their fingerprints kept on file and their DNA sample taken. That would be so much safer. But there's a reason why we don't. But that shouldn't be, right?
And
like,
here's the thing.
A lot of people forgot about that.
And the only way people realize it is if you point it out. And this is the thing, like, we're never going to get to that point with people wanting to avoid everything they can, or doing everything they can to avoid interacting with their government. Like, that's just never going to happen. And we've seen it. Like, we are the result of this. If things are okay, they don't even have to be good. They just have to be okay. And people will just accept it, and the swamp continues to grow.
So your idea is to make things so bad that people like react. Actually, I have a friend that voted for Trudeau and plans to vote for Trudeau in the future exactly for that reason.
You mean Justin from Canada?
Sorry?
You mean Justin from Canada?
Yes, Justin from Canada.
This is why I would have voted for Lord Buckethead.
Right?
See, here's the thing: if you have a valid option, a good option to vote for, then vote for that good option. But yeah, I totally don't get the people who are like, no, I don't vote. There's no good candidates. Well, screw you. Vote tactically then. Vote for the shittiest candidate possible, or vote for write in somebody. Make your voice heard. Because
or just vote for the lesser of two evils, even.
That's totally rational too. I can accept that as well. But like, just being like, no, I'm sitting this out and not participating. Kiss my ass. Like, now you're just lending yourself to the system that continues on without you, and now you just get no right to say anything.
This reminds me of when I used to be heavily into anarcho-capitalism. They would always say like their dream is that one day the election was held and 0 people voted and like government was gone. But like, if like 2 people vote, like someone still gets elected. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And it's just not, I don't know. At the same time, you don't want the stupid people voting. But
that's always going to happen, though.
I mean, see, I used to have the same thing, and I poli-sci 101. My teacher, like the second weekend, she's like, voter turnout is super important. You have to keep it as high as possible. And I raised my hand. I'm like, why? Like, what is your validate? Like, if people are so happy with the government they have that they just don't care who's running it, like, isn't that an ideal scenario? And she just looks at me in this most puzzled way possible, and I'm like, why do you care if people come out to vote? Obviously, they don't give a shit. So either your government's really awesome or really bad, but we seem to be doing a good job, right?
How do you guys feel about mandatory voting?
Awful, get rid of it.
Basically, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, really bad idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Hold on. I actually have a written statement about this. Weirdly enough.
Actually.
I actually do want to transition to like an end topic because we have like 4 minutes left.
Oh, jeez, it's already been an hour.
One thing I do want to ask about, specifically for Dr. Manhattan, because you're from California.
Oh, God.
What's going on with California and this state travel ban? Like, what is that all about? And how are you guys doing?
Okay, so from what I understand, first of all, it's fucking stupid. But from what I understand, it's basically just saying, hey, I'm not sure how it works exactly, but apparently
it's just all it is it's state employees. So the state will no longer pay for state employees to take trips to states which have passed the LGBT laws that California doesn't like. So it's not affecting citizens at all.
So that's
just affecting state employees taking state-sponsored trips.
Yeah.
It's still dumb, but it's really not that impactful.
I think Texas should ban immigration from California before it's too late.
Please don't. I might try and become a California refugee at some point in the future.
Add an extra tariff on California goods.
What was that now?
Add an extra tariff onto Californian goods.
Yeah, right.
Hey, that's explicitly denied in the Constitution.
You want some?
I would do it.
Hopefully, Dr. Manhattan will be a member of the state of Jefferson first before
I'm like somewhere in the middle. My county is, anyways. So that's a very viable possibility if it gets its shit together, which I'm hoping it does, because I need this. We need this. Oh.
For anyone that doesn't know, that's watching, doesn't know what we're talking about, Northern California counties want to secede and become their own state, and eventually maybe Southern Oregon counties will also join in. And it would be a very constitutional, I believe it'd be a red state.
So just to add some detail to that, if anybody doesn't know, California has the worst representation rate in the country.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other night. That's like,
they have 80 state assembly members and 40 senators. Now, Iowa has 100 assembly members and 50 senators, and we have almost a quarter less people than LA alone.
We're pretty shitty here in California.
Yeah. So,
or as you called it, the People's Republic of California.
We have two PRCs in the U.S. It's the People's Republic of California and the People's Republic of Colorado.
Oh my gosh, this state is fucked. That's all I can say.
Well, first of all, I want you to come here, and then the rest of California, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I gotta stop swearing so much. I'm really bad about that.
I would actually really support a Californian secession.
You mean like
different values now?
Yeah, I agree.
Canadian.
I agree.
We're not letting go of any of our land.
Oh,
tried that bullshit.
I think the Texas would want them to go. I mean, if you think about it, because if California were to leave, there would pretty much never be another Democratic president.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I actually, Terry, didn't you say something about how even if Jefferson became a state, like California wouldn't lose a lot of its electoral punch?
Well, yeah, they. It's on their website. It's on their website that I was reading, but it's 21 counties, and the total population of those 21 counties are, I think it was 1.7 million people. So because the Electoral College is based on population, you're still, it would be like only 1 or 2 votes, I think.
Hey,
remember right?
That's 1 or 2 votes that doesn't go to the next.
No, I agree, but it's it's still not as impactful as some people would think.
I think it was like 12 to 14 total if Southern Oregon joined in, because it would be like -6 or 7 from California and then +6 or 7 to the red states.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about becoming a different country, as in no longer America.
Mm-hmm.
That's Cal
I-
exit.
That's
Yeah.
that's never gonna happen. Roaming. This state doesn't know how to fucking manage water properly. How are they gonna handle something like a military?
Well, they know that. I mean,
Someone in the chat just brought up like Quebecois, like nationalists. I actually do think Quebec should secede from Canada because they're actually a huge money drain on the rest of Canada, and I actually kind of care about Canada, and I think Quebec should be cut off and left to die its French existence.
Well, there's a bunch more to talk about. Like we could talk a lot. There's also like Puerto Rico. I think they voted to they had a non-binding vote that they would like to be a state now.
they should be.
But yeah, it's
America. Fuck yeah.
So it was a non-binding vote in the fact that Puerto Rico doesn't have the power to execute it, but it was a binding vote on them to try to start the process. Like everyone said, this is the real one, guys. If we pass this, we're gonna do it, and then so all the people that generally say vote no or vote for the status quo, they all said don't vote, and so it was like a 47% turnout or some bullshit. So everyone's like, maybe it won't be the real one.
I have a neighbor from Puerto Rico, right, and he's 100% in favor of statehood because as it is right now, they're just a huge drain on us. they're just a big leech. So
if they got statehood, they would be a much larger drain on us because again, that infrastructure stuff comes back. Like we have to bring Puerto Rico up to the same level as every other state, basically, to make it into something profitable. But long term,
don't have to.
Yeah, it's a way better.
They can handle it themselves.
No, that's the thing. There's a lot of federal funds that are just these go to places that have the worst, roads in the country. Well, Puerto Rico is going to be one of those places for a little while. So a lot of money will get diverted there. And but that's the thing. It's investment in a country or in a state that has a lot of growth potential. It's
I would love to see 2 more states, Puerto Rico and Jefferson.
Hell yes.
And let's probably leave it at that for now.
All right.
There's a lot more to say, but we have to end for the night, and we want to direct everyone after this show, if you're watching live, to watch Matt Christiansen's podcast, Beauty in the Beta. And that will be next. So everyone...
Stellar sign-off, my dude.
All right.
This has been the Rovertime Podcast. Have a good fucking night.
Good night. Stop cussing.
No.